You're abusing me right now.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. You're abusing me now, Sergeant. Get off my trousers. You're putting your hands down my trousers, man. You just put your hands down my trousers.
Welcome to Rate the Audits, where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights and demand accountability. This episode is brought to us by Bear Britain Audit. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor Bear is simply leaving a shopping centre when he runs into a knife arch planted directly across his route. He chooses to walk around it, a lawful decision, and that's where things spiral. Officers immediately block his path, insist he must walk through the arch, and when Bear calmly stands his ground and asserts he doesn't have to, they lose patience. They escalate straight to detention and search, not because of suspicion, but because he wouldn't comply. It's a great example of how refusal gets treated as wrongdoing, and why Bear does the right thing by handing this one straight to his solicitors.
You need to go through this.
Nah, I don't. I ain't going through it, and you're obstructing my way. Yes, you are. This is a public footpath.
Why don't you want to go through it?
Because I don't want to go through it.
Why not?
Because it's not. I don't have to. It's not a legal requirement to go through it, bro.
What's the problem?
I don't want to go through it. That's why.
Okay, well, obviously, refusing to go through the arch builds our suspicion, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. Oi, listen. You think if I had something on me, yeah, I'm going to be stood here arguing with you? You're an idiot, mate.
No.
You're an idiot.
People do.
You're an absolute idiot.
Okay.
You're an idiot. I ain't going through it. Move out my way. You're in my way.
No.
You're in my way.
the arch,
I'll stand here all day then. I'll wait until you go.
Well, you can stand there all day.
Yeah. Does it make you feel big, does it? Powerful?
No, I'm just doing my job.
No, you're not doing your job, man. You're not doing your job.
Stuff like this is aimed to make the community safer, to prevent people from carrying knives and stuff like that. Alright?
Talk shit.
Okay.
You talk shit.
That's exactly what it's for.
You talk shit. Gonna move out my way, please, miss? No.
Like we said, it raises suspicions as to why you won't walk through it.
Because I don't get dictated to by you. That's why, yeah? No way, when I'm going about my day, am I being dictated to by you, or him, or him, or him, or her, or him. Not one of you's dictating to me to walk through that piece of shit.
A knife arch doesn't suddenly turn a public footpath into a checkpoint you're legally obliged to submit to. Bear choosing to walk around it isn't evasive. It's him exercising freedom of movement on public land. The moment the officer says, "If you don't go through it, that raises our suspicion," he gives the game away. Suspicion isn't supposed to be manufactured by refusal. It's meant to exist first based on behavior, not be triggered because someone won't play along with a voluntary setup. And the "it's for community safety" line is the oldest deflection in the book. Community safety doesn't mean blanket compliance or automatic submission. If it did, officers could demand anything and label refusal as suspicious by default.
You can go the long way around.
No, I can't. Oh, right, so if you really think there's suspicion, so if I turn and say I'm walking the other way now, you're not going to search me, no?
Don't be from male officers.
You contradict yourselves, man. You contradict yourselves.
You're going to be the same for the purpose of search under Section 1 of PACE, alright?
You're searching me?
Yeah, I'm going to search you.
Wow, get your hands off
You've been
me.
aggressive and shouted at me, so I'm going to put you in cuffs for my safety for now.
Are you mad?
Safety, alright?
Are you mad?
Just give me your hand, please.
What the is wrong with you?
Careful your wrist, alright?
Oi, I'm recording you, you
fine.
silly
Recording. Right. Obviously, you've avoided a knife arch, didn't you?
Well, there's no need to handcuff me like this. I've been stood here how long?
You've avoided the knife arch, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I just don't want to come through it. I just don't want to go through it.
That's perfectly fine. What I'm looking for is any privacy articles, made on you, so bladed articles, knives.
Do not touch my...
Less of that, alright, mate?
Don't touch my... man.
This is what the officer's telling you.
Listen, bro, it's not a legal requirement. You're going to be hearing from my
I'm
solicitor.
PC Edwards, 28212, the collar number.
You're going to be hearing from my solicitor.
He says the handcuffs are because Bear is aggressive and shouting, but raised voice isn't a safety risk. Cuffs aren't there to calm someone down or punish frustration. They're for preventing escape or harm. Bear isn't trying to run, isn't threatening anyone, and isn't making any movements that justify restraint. Then he switches lanes to justify the search, claiming it's because Bear avoided the knife arch. That's even worse. Avoiding a voluntary arch doesn't point to possession of a weapon. It points to knowing you don't have to submit. Section 1. PACE requires suspicion that the person is carrying something prohibited, not suspicion created because they didn't follow an instruction.
What are you doing, man? Pulling my pants down. You're pulling my pants down, man.
Your pants, stop shouting.
He just pulled my trousers down.
You're searching your pockets, your outer pockets, okay? Don't shout, you're in a public place. And stop being abusive towards the officer.
You're abusing me right now.
you're not.
Yes, you are. You're abusing me now, Sergeant.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
No,
is.
he's not.
Look, you ain't gonna find nothing, mate, because I'm not carrying anything. You're putting your hands down my trousers, man. You just put your hands down my trousers. Yes, he did. Just put his hands down my trousers. Yes, he did. Was that really worth it?
Told you what you've been saying.
Nah, you knew, man. If I had something on me, I'm not going to be stood here arguing with a copper, am I? So I don't have to walk through it now, do I?
No, you've been searched. Do you want a copy of your
Muppet.
search?
Nah, do I? Shit.
Don't want a copy of your search?
Huh? Actually, yeah, I do. Gonna need it for my solicitor, ain't I?
No problem.
You'll take your details now and you're entitled to a copy of that.
Nah, you don't need my details for a search. That's untrue.
The constable is bad, but the sergeant is worse. A senior officer is supposed to be the filter, the one who spots when grounds are thin and steps in before powers are misused. Any sergeant with a basic grasp of stop and search standards knows you don't convert voluntary compliance into compulsory suspicion. The search turns up exactly what the law predicted it would. Nothing. No knife, no prohibited items, no justification retroactively created. That result isn't bad luck. It's confirmation that the grounds were never there in the first place. When senior officers sign off on searches built on refusal rather than evidence, they don't just fail one person, they normalise unlawful stops.
Okay.
Do not need my details for a search.
So I'm
I like the way you try, though. I like the way you try. It's good, isn't it?
Listen to me. I'm white British. How do you identify yourself as? I'll put not stated down here, alright? It's optional. I know it's optional. Are you going to give your name and date of birth? No? Okay.
You know people don't have to go through here. And then to use Section 1 as pace as your reasonable suspicion is abuse of powers, man. It's abuse of Section 1 of pace, and you know it. You know it as a sergeant. I hope you do as a sergeant anyway. And then my solicitor's going to know this, and you're going to be hearing from them.
If you could just move out the way.
Don't tell me where to stand. It's a public. Is this now private space? I don't care. You're in everyone's way. You're in everyone's way.
Watch out for this man trying to get you.
Have I got eyes in the back of my head? Would you usually be here telling me to watch everyone behind me? Don't tell me what to do. Do not tell me what to do. Do not tell me what to do, man. Read this.
Hello.
This is where you messed up today. In general, police cannot compel individuals to walk through a metal detector in a public place.
Okay.
The act of walking through a metal detector is considered a voluntary, and there is no legal basis.
Read the rest.
No
Read
legal
the rest,
basis for demanding it. However, if
Read
the
the
police officer has reasonable suspicion or probable cause to believe a person is carrying a prohibited item, you didn't think I was.
So read the rest then. Carry on reading. I hope your glasses get this, because you're just proving my point right, okay?
How am I
So
proving
have a good
yours
day.
right?
Because exactly what I said
How
to you
am I
is exactly
proving
what
your... No, it doesn't.
Exactly
No,
what
it
I said,
doesn't.
tried to say to you in there is exactly what you're reading.
Yes, if police have reasonable suspicion someone is carrying a prohibited item, they can use their powers. But that doesn't rescue him here, because the whole point is, where does the suspicion come from? The officer is treating "you didn't walk through the arch" as the suspicion. Voluntary screening can't be turned into a trap where refusal becomes the very grounds needed to force a search. And even worse, the clause he's leaning on doesn't give police the power to compel someone through the metal detector anyway. It points to using existing lawful search powers when genuine grounds already exist. In this encounter, there were no independent grounds, no intelligence, no description match, no bulge, no behaviour suggesting concealment, nothing. Just a man exercising a lawful choice.
I said I can't force you to go through, but if you don't go through,
not a legal right.
It raises my suspicion.
No, it doesn't
Believe
raise
you may
your
be carrying
suspicion.
something you
So
shouldn't
you
have.
know where else you've messed up. You know your female colleague.
Yep.
She told me if I didn't want to walk through it, that to walk round. So if you really believed,
Okay, well,
no, but you're all stood there together in the same operation.
stood with my colleague.
Yes, you were. You were all stood there. The video's going to show it,
when she
mate.
said that-
When I send
when
this
she-
to the solicitor, it's going to show it. Yeah. So you have searched me under Section 1 of PACE and abused your powers
Not
today.
at all.
Yes, you
You've
have.
just read it and proved I
Yes,
haven't.
you have.
You've
Yes,
just read
you
it and
have.
proved that I haven't abused my powers.
No, you
And I was
have. It says it there.
recording
None of your business with this recording. We'll see. We'll see if if I'm right here or
okay.
you are, and I guarantee my solicitor ties you
That's
up in
no
knots.
problem. That's no problem.
Guaranteed.
You're well in your right to do it.
Guaranteed.
That single line from the female officer blows the whole justification apart.
You can go the long way around.
No, I can't.
That's an admission that the knife arch was voluntary and avoidable. If officers themselves are offering an alternative route, they cannot then treat choosing that route as suspicious. You don't get to give permission first and criminalize the exact behavior you just allowed. That contradiction exposes the abuse of power cleanly. Suspicion has to exist independently of police instruction. It can't be manufactured by changing your mind after someone takes you up on a lawful choice. Once an officer confirms walking around is acceptable, any later claim that avoidance raised suspicion collapses. At that point, The detention and search aren't based on behaviour, they're based on wounded authority.
And then I've just literally showed you that you've got no right to do it there without reasonable suspicion.
You showed him, and he's proved.
No, he ain't shown me nothing. He ain't showed me nothing. He's just told me what he thinks.
No, I told you what it
I've
says
just
there.
told you. No, I've just told you. I've just read it out to you. So
Yeah,
don't
you've
make
read it
out.
out,
I've just
you've
read it
read
out
me
to you.
right, that's right.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
We can argue
You can
all day,
agree
don't
to
we?
disagree,
So,
can't you? At
there's
the
no
end of the
point.
day, you take it to your solicitor, and that's it, isn't it? We don't need to go round and round this same circle.
Make sure you're not touching nobody else's today
If
or
you're-
anybody else's.
I'm going to stand here. Can I ask? We're on a public place. If you keep your voice down, don't get shouted.
What?
Because we're on
Is there a law about how loud I speak?
Public order.
What about how loud I speak?
Just keep calm for me. I'll happily chat with you as long as you stay calm.
Go on. You want to mess up again and go and arrest me for a public order?
As long as we're not shouting,
Where's your
we'll stay
complainant?
calm.
Has someone come up and complained about my conduct?
We'll be fine.
Has anyone come up to you and complained about my conduct? Have you got a complainant? Didn't think so.
Bear doesn't need to explain himself. The situation explains it for him. A stop based on walking around a knife arch, cuffs justified by tone, a search authorised by a sergeant that turns up nothing. Forces don't defend that, they contain it. This is the kind of encounter that doesn't end with an apology on the street. It ends weeks later with solicitors involved and a cheque being written. Looking back at the episode as a whole, the failure isn't subtle. Officers tried to control movement on a public footpath, offered an alternative route, then punished Bear for taking it. When that didn't hold, they escalated. Cuffs for aggression, a search justified by avoidance, and a sergeant present who didn't challenge any of it. Every step was reactive, not to risk, not to intelligence, but to the fact someone didn't comply. The empty search at the end wasn't an unfortunate outcome. It confirmed that nothing about this interaction was grounded in evidence from the start. And tying it back to knife crime exposes the hollowness of this approach. Standing in public spaces with metal detectors and pressuring lawful people through them doesn't reduce violence. It creates a false sense of action while missing the people who actually carry knives. Real prevention is targeted, specific, and intelligence-led, not built on turning everyday movement into a test of obedience. If forces want safer communities, they need to stop confusing visibility with effectiveness, because this kind of policing burns trust without stopping harm. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Bear Britain Audits. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audit, and I'll see you in the next one.